Hey boys and girls, welcome back to your writing lesson with Miss Smith. Today we are continuing to work on writing personal narrative stories. So we're going to begin with our learning target. I can write a personal narrative story. A personal narrative story is a story that is about you. It is a true story about something that has actually happened to you in the past or something that you are currently doing right now. This is not a make-believe story. This is not something that you hope can happen. This is an actual, true life story. And what I like the most about writing personal narrative stories is because we can tell about something that happened to us. It might be good, bad, sad, exciting, frustrating. But it's really special because you know a lot of details about what happened in that moment because it happened to you. You don't have to guess how you felt. You don't have to guess who was there or the things that you saw or the things that you heard or maybe smelled that day because you were there. And so we're able to give a lot of extra details that sometimes might get left out in a story where we were not actually there. Okay, so we have already chosen our topic. My topic, in case you don't remember, is I'm writing about the time I was at the gym and twisted my ankle. So I'm not writing about a fun time or a happy time or an exciting time. I'm writing about something that actually was painful. Okay, so when we started, I reminded you guys that good writers don't just start writing. They have to make a plan. And so when we started making our plan, remember all of our seasonings and our sauces and our spices, just the same way that people add seasonings and dressings to their salad and, ketchup and mustard to their hot dogs and all these different seasonings to their food. Why do we do that? To add flavor. We want it to taste better, right? Well, good writers can do that to their writing also. And we're not going to add mustard and ketchup to our writing, but we're going to add flavor. And one way you can add flavor to your writing is by adding details. Now we're on step 4. So I'm going to go back and review some of the ways that we've talked about to add flavor to your writing, to help bring these stories to life and for you to add extra details into your story. You're not starting a brand new book, guys and girls. We're still working in our same book that we always have been for the past few weeks. We're just going to continue to go back through, find a spot and add some details, and just stretch out this small moment story and make it a little bit better each day. So let's review our ways that we can bring our stories to life. The first one was this one, which is take small steps. Tell who, what, when, where, why, and how. If you can answer all of these questions in your writing, guys, all of the readers are going to understand what took place that day. And there's a little spider here to help you remember to take itsy bitsy tiny steps to tell about every single tiny detail that took place. So when we were writing our story, or when we were planning our story a couple weeks ago, we went through and we wrote our beginning. We're going to tell where and when. So this page is only about where and when. Then we organized the next part of our beginning with our who. Well, on this page we told who was there. The middle of our story included what happened. The middle of our story also included why it happened, and then the ending of our story includes how I felt at the end. Okay, so we've already started planning our book in the right way by taking those itsy bitsy steps. The second way that we learn to bring our story to life is this one, which is unfreeze your people, make them move. Use speech bubbles and include dialogue in your story to show exactly what the characters say and how they said it. So we can do this we can make our pictures, we can unfreeze our people through our pictures by adding speech bubbles. We can give them movement lines. We can actually include the exact words that people say into our story. So let's see if I can find some. So right here, you can see I've got a thinking bubble, and I'm lifting up the weights. I'm thinking this is tough. So over here, I've got another thinking bubble. I hope no one sees me. This is when I actually fail. And so down here in the actual story, I jumped up as quickly as I could, hoping no one saw me. So not only did I put it in my picture, but I also included what I was hoping in my story, okay? So you want to do both. That's going to add those extra details. A man working out did see me and asked, "Jess, are you all right?" So I'm putting the exact words that someone said to me during that small moment in time, and I'm putting it in my story. So don't leave anything out. Again, here's some more dialogue. I quickly nodded and told him, yes, I'm okay. And look, guys, there's a speech bubble, and I'm saying, yes, I'm okay. So I put it in my picture, and I included the dialogue in my story through my words. If you're including these words into your story, you can put quotation marks around the words. That just shows the exact words that someone was saying, okay? So that's just another way for you to unfreeze your people, is to make them move. And you can see I'm jumping back up with those movement lines. I've got my speech bubble, and I've included the words in my story, okay? So that was the second part. Now, part 3 is our wrench. And part 3 is bringing the inside out. Making your people think, making them feel. Don't just say you felt bad. Well, how bad did you feel? Did you feel like it was the end of the world? Did you feel like you would never be able to walk again? Were you so excited that you never had a great day like that in your whole entire life? Tell me about it. Don't just leave it out, okay? So we're using, this is where the thinking bubbles are coming into play also. And I've already shown you guys how I've included thinking bubbles, because people can't see what you're thinking. So the only way I'm going to know what you were thinking at this particular moment in time is for you to tell me, show me in your pictures, and then include your thoughts in the words. Okay? Now, today we're going to start, we're going to learn a different way to bring your stories to life. And this is this spice right here. And it says, use color, shape, and size words to add details. This is going to be a very easy way to add flavor to your writing, because sometimes when we're just reading a book and all the words look the same, sometimes our brain starts scanning and our mind starts wandering and we're not really paying attention to what we're reading. But sometimes when authors add in words that are different colors, or sometimes they may make a word in the story be a certain shape, or maybe even make them big, make the letters stand out a little bit more. It's going to grab our attention when we're reading. And you don't want to make every word in your story a color word. You don't want to make every word in your book a shape word, or make it really large so it pops out, or maybe really small so it pops out. But you're going to find those special words that you can add color to, or maybe turn into a shape, or even change the size of. So let's look through my book. Now, I've already finished writing my book, but remember, when you think you're finished, you're only just begun. So we're going to go back and we're going to see, I've got my crayons here. If you don't have any crayons, you can maybe use some colored pens that you might have at home, or some markers. Just remember, they don't erase. So when we're making these color words, I want you to think of, what do colors make you think of? When I have the color red, or when I see the color red, I think of love. Or sometimes if something is, I might think of blood if I'm hurt. So red makes me think of those things. When I think of sadness, I think of blue. Or when I think of water or rain or clouds, I think of blue. So that might be something to think of. When I think of happy, or being very hot or sunny, I think of yellow. So use those, think about what those colors mean, and then include them somewhere in your writing if you can. I'm going to go back and read my story and see if we can add any color, size, or shape words to my writing. It was a very hot day in June of 2020. Now, all of a sudden, I just saw the word hot. Now, when you think of the word hot, or when I think of the word hot, I think of fire. So I'm going to pull out my red, orange, and my yellow. And I'm going to see if I can't make this pop out a little bit more. And I'm going to put some flames around it, because it was so hot that day. So I'm going to draw some fire, and I'm going to color it in. I'm going to add some yellow, because fire can be all these colors, right? Okay, so I got some, I'm going to put some little smoke coming off, because it was a hot day. So there I've got me a shape word, and I've added some color to it. So it was a very hot day in June of 2020. Ooh, and guys and girls, look right here when it says very hot. I want my reader to know that it was super hot. So what I'm going to do is, instead of just saying, oh, it was very hot, I'm going to make this pop out a little more. I'm going to use my black, if I can find it. Let's see. we'll just use my black pen. And I want to make all the capital letters. I want to make the word very capitalized. That's going to make my reader read it a little bit differently. So it was a very hot day. If I want to make it bold, I can go over it a little bit more. This lets my readers know that, hey, it wasn't just a normal hot day. It was a super duper hot day, like fire. So it was a very hot day in June of 2020. I went to work out at the gym, CrossFit Fitzgerald. It was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, let's keep going. I went to the gym by myself. There were other people there ready to work out just like me. My coach was there too. The timer was set, so I was exercising quickly. I had to step on top of the bench and then jump up on the bar. You know, I just had an idea with the word jump. What if we could make the word jump look like it's jumping? So I'm going to erase the word jump, and let's see if I can't. I'm going to do, maybe I'll use my pen so it'll pop out. So there we go. So I added the word jump and gave it some little movement lines like it's jumping upward. So, and then jump up on the bar to pull myself up. After that, I stepped off the bench to do a burpee, and when I did, I accidentally placed my foot down on the leg of the bench. My ankle twisted. Now, when I think of the word twisted, I think of something like tangled up and all mixed up. So what if I could take the word twisted and make it look like it's twisted? Now, we still want our readers to be able to read it, but that'll make it a little bit fun, a little bit more fun. So let's see. So I kind of made it a little bit twisty. And I fell to my knees. I'm going to put a little emoji there like, oh my goodness. I'm going to do the big eye emoji like, oh my goodness. Or maybe just the eyes. That might make more sense. You know, like those wide eyes, like, oh my goodness, I just fell down in front of everybody. I jumped up as quickly as I could, hoping no one saw me. A man working out did see me and asked, Jess, are you all right? I quickly nodded and told him, yes, I'm okay. My ankle still hurt really badly, but I didn't want to cause any extra attention to myself, so I kept exercising. Let's see. I feel like we could add some more color words somewhere. So, all right, let's see. We've got very hot. The gym myself, there were other people. They're ready to work out just like me. My coach was there too. The timer was set, so I was exercising quickly. I had to step on top of the bench and then jump up onto the bar. I'm going to change that word jump. I'm going to add some color to it just so it pops out a little bit. And I'm going to keep jump up. Ooh, I have an idea for up. Let's do an arrow for up. So this will be a shape word. So we can draw an arrow and do this, and we could just say up. I had to jump up on the bar to pull myself up. After that, I stepped down off the bench to do a burpee, and when I did, I accidentally placed my foot down. Oh, there's another positional word. So we could put an arrow right here and make another shape word for down. I'm going to do an arrow pointing downward this time. I'm going to write the word down in there. I accidentally placed my foot down on the leg of the bench. My ankle twisted and I fell to my knees. All right. So I'm going to stop right there because I want to give you guys and girls time to add color words, shape words, and size words to your writing, okay? I want you to find at least 3 spots in your book today to add a color word, a shape word, or a size word. And I want you to add that to your book that you're already writing. And then in Seesaw, I want you to take a picture of it and upload it so that I can see that you've added these extra details into your story. All right, guys and girls, I'm going to let you go ahead and get started. I hope you have a happy time writing today. Talk to you later.